Welcome, everybody. It's your girl, Delores, just a pink girl in my pink world, here for the Hit the Ropes podcast, live every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the good brother J News. J News, do you got anything to tell the good people today?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is another Sunday afternoon here on the Hit the Ropes podcast with me and the lovely Delores as we break down the last 2 weeks that were in pro wrestling. We'll catch you up on some topics and some news, and then we'll go through the reviews and preview what the upcoming week in pro wrestling is going to be.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, J News got some good topics today. I was like, okay. So right now, me and J News, we're going to go over to the Hit the Ropes Hot Topic studio. Anyone on J News to come over today? Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to start off with the first topic, and it is going through the whole list. Ilya Dragunov leaving WWE. J News, what did you feel when you saw this news?
First, when I initially saw the headline, it surprised me because I didn't figure that anybody was going to be up for release or their contracts were expiring or whatever the case is at this point of the year for WWE. But you never know as to when people sign contracts, so that is what that is, right? And then when all the specifics and the detailed information about him leaving the WWE came about, and how at least what's been reported, right? What's been reported is that Ilya Dragunov's contract expired. He wasn't released, so he left the WWE. He chose to leave. The WWE came to him reportedly in June to sign him to an extension to his deal. He refused the extension, and he chose to let his contract expire, which then goes in line with him not being on TV for the last several months. Since he refused to re-sign with the WWE, they just kept him off TV and in catering, and now he's a free agent. There's no 90-day waiting period for him with the WWE. He's not going to be paid from the WWE going forward. His contract expired. He's ready and willing and ready to go any and everywhere around the world that he wants to wrestle. But it was surprising news, to say the least. I wasn't expecting this at all. To add a little bit to this as well, it seems that reports have it that other contracts are due, ready to expire within the next 2 to 3 months over on the WWE side, that folks have not re-signed and or pinned down extensions for. And for the greater wrestling world, for those who have a penchant for paying attention to the contract situations, it seems that the same thing will be happening for talent over on the AEW side. A longer period of time was given in this estimation. Folks were what was reported is that we'll see contracts quietly expire over the next 12 to 18 months over on the AEW side. No specifics were given as to what wrestlers and stuff like that, or whatever the case is, but just for folks to, I guess, be on the lookout for when certain wrestlers deals come up and where they will end up going. But The Ilya Dragunov situation is an interesting one, especially now at this time of the year. So yeah, good luck to him. I'm sure he will bounce back. He's a tremendous talent, a very unique wrestler, and yeah, man, can't wait to what he's can't wait what he does next. So that's my take on it. What about you, Dolores? What did you think about the news when you heard it?
Well, I was glad because they really wasn't using him properly. But because he would have these semi good feuds, his best showings were in NXT. And I hate to say that a lot of people who came up, that's their best showings were in NXT. But I'm rooting for him. I think there's going to be a lot of back and forth swapping between companies coming up, and we're going to talk about a swap. A swap that I had heard was coming, but didn't think it was gonna come like this. But also, if you all remember, I like to point to the J News when I'm right about something. Okay. A couple of weeks ago, I said something about Zilla Fatu coming to the WWE. And J News was like, I don't think so. And when he popped out, the first thing I thought about was, I was right. Just listen, I like to be right all the time. Okay? He do kind of got like a Ricky Starks young rock vibe to him. But I was like, oh my God. And to point out, if you all did not know, I was following his live streams and then he incorporated his mom. And the last match before he came to the WWE, his mom helped him in a match and she hit the spike on the opponent. And his mom always was just managing in the background. She never wanted to be on the forefront. People started loving her once she kind of went on that rant with Rikishi about, you don't take care of your kids. Hey, ALW, happy Sunday. Uh, and so and the thing about it is that they set up a live stream. He goes live reviewing Monday Night Raw. So he claimed something happened, and he asked his mom for his management team to set up for his mom to do the NXT review. And so when she went to do the NXT review, she was holding a baby and saw live real time her son come out, and she was screaming to the top of her lungs and crying. And at that moment, I was like, this is what she like. She was so proud that he had got to this point. And to see her, and like they even showed some of the throughout the week, some of the backstage kind of like them working throughout the week kind of vlogs and stuff about like how she helps him, you know, get merch ideas, set up the merch stand, get different things. And even for those who don't know, a part of his thing is he took a little bit of Roman with the Superman punch and his dad Spike, but he calls it the triple Z's in honor of his mom because they have a little thing and that's her emoji when she calls him. And so for him to be like going through all the things he's gone through, even the issues he's admitted that happened with Booker T were wrong, to kind of see him finally get a chance somewhere made me happy. And also watching, Jacob's interview with Stephanie McMahon definitely made me feel like I knew he had a prior drug problem and alcohol problem, but I did not know it was crack cocaine. And once he kind of admit that, it was like, oh, okay. I understand like how you got so deep in that hole. Yeah. Yeah, when they showed the little map, and I was so proud of him. Hey, Joseph Lee Wan Joseph, I think that's how you pronounce it. Tell me if I'm saying it wrong, put a pronunciation. Hey, Tori. Tori's brain. Tori, where you been? I've been looking for you. Yeah, Zilla does the Superman spike, which has triple Z's, like the sleep emoji when you see the Z's. And so I was like, I am so proud to see people get a chance or take a chance on themselves. And so, in the same week, we praise Zilla for getting his life together and being able to come to a platform like NXT. Ilya should be praised that he felt like, okay, I hate 10, hate 10. That he chose himself. Because a lot of people are afraid to choose themselves. I mean, a lot of people. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I love this lady and I'm glad she's coming back. It is Ruby Soho being medically cleared to return. J News, what did you think about it? I was excited because I can't wait to see her back. Medically cleared, because I don't quite remember, but I remember her being pregnant. Is that the reason why she was out?
That is correct.
I don't like when they say medically cleared. She literally just had a child and she came back. It
Well,
wasn't an injury.
she
It was,
she had the baby over a year and a half ago, so she had you still have to be medically cleared to come back. So
but it's like they make it sound like she was injured, like she broke a leg or something. I was like, when did you hurt
because
your
the
knee again?
reality of the situation is that for every woman, becoming a mother is different. So body changes come along with it and stuff like that, and other concerns might arise. So it's taken her some time. This happened from what I remember reading. The her being cleared to come back to the ring happened in about June or July. So it's been a couple of months since she's been cleared. But she took her time to get cleared. Obviously, raising her baby and stuff like that, opening up a new business and things of that nature. From in my own headspace, I thought that there was a possibility that we might never see her again because she just seemed to be succeeding outside of the ring. But now that she's cleared and she's ready to come back to AEW, hopefully they find something for her to do, because I think that Ruby Soho is a very talented in-ring performer. She's also very good on the microphone. For people who don't remember, she brings a lot of fire, a lot of spirit, a lot of emotion to her promos and things of that nature. And she's quite the character. And for all intents and purposes, she's got a unique look to her and things of that nature. So as long as she wants to continue with the look, so because motherhood does change things. So there's that about it. So we'll see as to what it is that happens with her, if there is a trail for her to blaze on her way back, if Tony Khan decides to bring her back, in what capacity does she come back, and what effect will she have on the AEW women's division. Alan said that the AEW women's division needs her. I feel
I'm
like
sick of Mercedes Moné. Point blank. Period. I'm sick of her having to, like. I know she brings eyes and money into the division, but it's like there's so many other women I feel like either in ROH or in mainstream AEW deserve titles other than like, oh, being a tag team or stuff. I want them to actually. I feel like sometimes now ROH, when we get to the review, I believe the main event, it was really good for me. You know what I'm saying? And they did 30 minutes, a little over 30 minutes of just tearing each other apart. Okay. But I don't get to see these people. Like yeah, Willow has had shots or whatever. You all know my thing about Willow. I just think she's too happy for me. But like a Queen Aminata or Athena on the main street. Like, I want to see these people have the opportunities. I feel like WWE switches titles too fast, but I also think sometimes AEW keeps the title on people a little bit too long. ALW says he loves Willow and Mercedes. but the AEW women's main event star pool is very small because the way they are booked. Yeah.
Yep, no, I agree with him there. I feel like Ruby Soho can add to that if they book her in that way. I'm just I'm excited, just like Dolores said, to see her come back, and hopefully they have her or they book her in a way that'll present her like like the star that she is when she first got to AEW. So that's really my concern about it right now. So hopefully we see her soon, and she's ready to go.
Yep. Hey, Jay Jordan, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, Tori. Hey, LW. Um, yeah. So we're going to go on to the next topic. Guess what? My main man, Eddie Kingston. He's out on injury. That hurt my feelings badly. If anybody knows me, knows I love a good Eddie Kingston because he keep it a little bit too real. Okay, so and also he's talked about his issues mental health wise and struggling with things, and so I really love him and I hate to see him going through this another injury again. J News, what do you think about it?
It's tough. I don't necessarily know um, what happened with him, what the injury is, or anything of that nature. Just know that he's injured. Um, and they have finally brought him back to AEW television properly with this Continental Challenge Cup, and he's had to bow out due to this injury. I feel for him because fans, the AEW fans at least, are always ready to get behind him. He's one of their without with all the bullshit that the internet wrestling community can say or make fun of for Eddie Kingston for. The AEW fan base, aka the Sickos, are behind him 100%, and he's one of the more prominent baby faces when you put him on TV because of his style of promo, because his ability to make people believe not in just him, but his objective, his goals, his what it is that he wants to do, and how he goes about it, because he's so real about everything. You know what I'm saying? So, and he makes people feel, which is what professional wrestling is supposed to do on a very surface level. And Eddie Kingston does that, and it's tough to see that he goes down. Get well soon to the king. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious, and he's able to come back in short order, and we can enjoy the Mad King style of pro wrestling the only way he knows how. What were your thoughts about what this bit of news?
I was like, man, every time this man is about to kick it into gear, something is injured. And I'm like, oh no. A piece of me was like broken because I feel like every time he is at the top, something does happen. And it makes me so angry that, like, I don't understand why it can't be, why he can't have his time in the sun. Like, you root for certain people. Like we've seen him as a character, but we've also seen him as a human person, especially like his article and him talking and the different things he said. It's like to get to know him is to love him. You okay? You get to see a human side of someone, and a part of me wants to be like, why he got to forfeit it? Why? He's like I wouldn't say an exact copy. I would never say that. But he is a version of a Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know what I'm saying? He say it like it is. He don't care. I mean, listen, I love that he slapped the dog out of what's his name? Sammy Guevara. Listen, that's a person that in real life you do not want to meet in a dark alley. Because he don't mind giving you a two-piece, a biscuit, two sides, and a drink. He don't care. And so I really want him to come back better, healthier. I think even him, I forgot who he was working out with the last time. It was somebody he really took like very much care of his health and stuff. And so I think that might be, you know, when you get the more you get older, the more things I listen. I'm old, okay? I'm gonna be honest with you. If you listen, tell me in any one of these chats, if you've been old, you know you wake up and things don't feel the same. Stuff start popping, cricking, moving, sliding on its own. Okay, I recently just got my knee examined, and I was like, listen, I've been a bigger girl than I am now, and my knees ain't never had a problem. That knee, I woke up one day, that knee was like, that's it, that's all, folks. So I think the older he gets, it's gonna be harder for him to not get injured because he's already older than most of the people he is facing. But I'm just hoping that he comes back. All right, shout out to Eddie Kingston. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the surprise I told y'all I was not expecting to see. I don't even. I was in such shock, J News, and I watched it this morning and still can't tell you how to pronounce his name. Colt Hiromu Takahashi. Debuted on SmackDown with Nakamura. And soon as I saw the coat, I was like, I know who that is. J News, were you shocked and surprised to see him on your TV screen?
No, this had been the rumor since he left New Japan. That he was eventually going to head to the WWE and head stateside. Hiromu's had a 10+ year career at this point, trying to learn a TV wrestling style at this stage of his career, I think is beneath him. And that's just my personal opinion. So him starting off on the main roster, to me, makes all the sense in the world, especially with Nakamura there. And them being former stablemates in Chaos, which is why they use the word chaos so much during the vignette promos. He is the ticking time bomb. He is Hiromu Takahashi, now known as Kyoki. Or some people were saying Ryoki with an R, and I was like, because it means chaos. So I'm not necessarily sure, because when I was watching the vignette and they put the subtitles on the screen, it was KY or KI. So
Kyoki. I was like, I meant to pronounce it like that, and I was like, I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Yeah,
Because the way he said it, I was like,
yeah, it just means chaos at the end of the day. He is beyond the shadow of a doubt compared to a lot of former Japanese wrestling talents and current Japanese wrestling talents. He is a big ball of personality, which is usually what travels well in the WWE universe in circles. Add to the fact that he is also a tremendous high risk taking professional wrestler. It only adds to what he can bring to the WWE as a talent. I will hope for the best here, even though I don't have much faith in the WWE and how they book Japanese talent. Just take a look at Shinsuke Nakamura at the end of the day.
you know what Shinsuke said to that man? Shinsuke said, I don't come on TV, but I still get paid. You want to come on over here?
Which is fine. But I just want there to be some sort of path for him going forward. So we'll see how it works out. I thought that the vignette was very entertaining. I thought it worked. I thought it showed off Hiromu's personality. I'm not gonna call him that, by the way. I'm not gonna call him by this WWE name. It's just 10 plus years of Hiromu Takahashi. Hell no.
Naraku.
No, I still call him evil. I still call him evil.
They be going for it.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with them. I get the business practice behind it. I get
what
all
was
that.
Jeff Cobb's name? I forgot. I tried to burn out my memory.
Yeah. It like I said, I get the business practice behind it with the licensing of names and the rights and the selling of merch and owning intellectual properties and all that jazz. I guess.
I don't think New Japan played with them like that.
So it is what it is there. So that's that. But Hiromu will be debuting soon. They're going to be having beef with the MFTs, and hopefully it goes well. That's really the only thing I can say.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like, okay, the talk was that he was coming, but then it felt like since people were leaving, Shinsuke might leave, and since they were cool, I was like, Shinsuke don't stay then, is it? But Shinsuke, I think is, and if you watch his social media, Shinsuke is enjoying the ocean and surfing and hanging out and having a good time. He really ain't concerned about wrestling. And I believe that WWE is a place where when you get older, you fulfill a dream by going to a place you watched since you was a kid. And then on top of that, you ain't doing too much work. You getting that money and you ain't who wouldn't turn down a job that you don't have to hardly do nothing and get paid? And get paid well. Hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars. Listen, I would sign up. The pay must be good because we'll talk about it later on. But well, no, we won't talk about it later on. It's next week after next because we won't be here next week, ladies and gentlemen. I got a double duty next week of back-to-back shows, which I'll be telling you about. But when you see some celebrity do a one-off, that's cool. When you see them consistently there, they love the sport, but they also love the paycheck. AKA Lil Yachty. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, on to the last topic of today. It is that Josh Alexander returned after his injury to MLW. Listen, I'm excited to watch Josh Alexander on my screen. I love him to death. That is one his matches mostly on TNA. I used to watch a lot. So, what did you think about after you saw this, J News?
Yeah, I watched. There was a clip that came up on my YouTube feed on Thursday night. Stu Grayson, formerly of the Dark Order, is the world champion over at Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. He's a double champion. I forget what the other title is, but he's also the Maple Leaf Wrestling Pro world champion. He was in there cutting his promo. And by the end of the segment, we hear some music play. Josh Alexander walks out with his Canadian championship from MLP. He's the Canada champion over there. And it seems like Josh Alexander has now returned from injury. I believe he had some sort of knee surgery and things of that nature. And now he's back. And he's ready to take on Stu Grayson. And it seems like they might be going for all the marbles over at Maple Leaf Pro. So I'm sure that it will be, we will see, should I say, Josh Alexander back on AEW TV in short order. I love the bits that they were doing backstage with beating up all the freaking, all the extras and the Indians and stuff like that. And Lance Archer putting people through the freaking ceiling and whatnot. And I love those bits. Hopefully they're able to bring those back. And hopefully they're also able to put Josh Alexander into more prominent feuds. I would love to see a match. I don't know if it happened. No, Tommaso was here after Josh was in there. I would love to see a match between Tommaso Ciampa and Josh Alexander. There's just so much left on the table for Josh Alexander to do in AEW. Josh Alexander is going to be a big part of Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling as well, as him and Scott D'Amore are great friends. And obviously, with his AEW contract, Josh Alexander is able to wrestle there. MLP is also able to be seen on the My AEW, on myaew.com and the My AEW app. So there's a business partnership there between MLP and AEW. So AEW talent other than Josh Alexander also wrestles over at MLP. So if people just want to watch more Josh Alexander, go check out some of the Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling stuff that's on the myaew.com app as well. So Josh is coming back soon, and I'm excited for it. And I just want bigger and better things for him. So excuse me, folks. Good luck on the rest of your journey back. And yeah, man, that's what I gotta say about that.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to the Hit the Ropes podcast news desk. Because, you know, we got to give you the news. We give you the results, but we also give you the news, okay? So now we're about to go over to the Hit the Ropes studio, give you all the information that you need, okay? Me and J News are here. We're going to go to the back. And I'm going to start off with WWE, ladies and gentlemen. WWE Raw. It was Raw 1733 on the 10th on Netflix. Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, we weren't here last week. So we're doing last week and this week combined. So we're going through. If we have a match that we love, we will talk about it. If not, we'll just keep it going. For the WWE World Heavyweight Title #1 Contendership Tournament first round match, we saw Penta defeat Laredo Kid. Austin Theory defeated Akira Tozawa. Dragon Lee defeated Dominic Mysterio doing the Lord's work. Io Sky and Sol Ruka defeated the Judgment Day, which was Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. And we had Jey Uso defeat Solo Sikoa to bring him back to the bloodline. J News, you got anything you want to talk about from this show?
To be honest, not really.
Moving on. 1734. Because I was like, I'm about to say the same thing. I was like, listen, when J News hurt your feelings, that's a different type of hurt than when I do it. 1734 on the 17th on Netflix. Javon Evans defeated JD McDonough, aka Big Head. He dropped Big Head down. For the WWE World Heavyweight Title #1 Contendership Tournament first round match, we saw Rey Fenix defeat El Fiscal. We had Sol Ruka defeating Lyra Valkyria. For the WWE Title #1 Contendership Tournament first round match, we saw Dragon Lee defeat El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. Okay. I had a J New moment when I started. I was like, oh, I feel like J News. WWE Intercontinental Title match, we saw Chad Gable defeat Rey Mysterio. Anything you want to say about this show?
I'm not too sure how many more times we're supposed to see Javon Evans versus JD McDonough or some sort of semblance of that match. So I'll leave that there. The World Heavyweight Title #1 Contendership Tournament, which is supposed to be for a shot against the Tribal Chief at some AAA show there. I forget which one.
I don't think they listed it yet, but wouldn't be surprised if it was Triple Mania because the next show is next week. So, and it's not listed yet. Okay. Nothing is listed yet for that.
Gotcha. It just seems like they're working this tournament to have Penta win it. And I'm not going to be mad at it because I'm a big fan of Penta. But I think before we get to Penta winning this tournament, we're going to end up seeing Penta versus Rey Fenix, which is always fun to see those two brothers go at it in the ring one-on-one. So that's cool. Cool moment for El Fiscal. Cool moment to see Dragon Lee take on El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. on a WWE show. Great performances by those guys. And Dragon Lee winning there. And then the Chad Gable versus Rey Mysterio match was tremendous, man. Can't take anything away from Chad Gable. Can't take anything from what Rey Mysterio is still able to do at his age right now. So yeah, props to them. Decent show this week on Raw.
Yes, I was surprised because normally, trash can, but it wasn't that bad this time. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go back to the back. I am going to let's see, go to the next slide. Also, sorry for if I am a little slow today. NXT, ladies and gentlemen, NXT 811, episode 850 on the CW, where EK Prosper and Lizzie Rain defeat the culling of Izzy Dane and Nico Vance, sorry. Dion Lennox defeated Shaquan Sugars. I'm sick of this fight between these people. They broke up. It's like a bad relationship. They broke up and they still talking to it. Also, I can understand that, but if y'all had a bad breakup, why y'all still talking to each other? Hey, 615 Astro, how you doing? NXT North American title, Zarya defeated Ren Sinclair. We had Cam Hendricks defeat Mason Rook. We had, for non-title match, Lucien Price defeat Lexis King. And for the WWE NXT title #1 contendership match, it ended in a no contest. When this weird name that they've given Mike Santana, Cruz Montana versus Grayson Waller. So that leads into the next week we will talk about and it ended in a no contest because guess who came out? 0-5-2. Hate on that. You say you Gucci like a baked potato, like a baked potato, okay? Pimpin', listen, I ain't got that kind of pimp hand strong. J News, what did you think about this?
Oh man, this was the prior week's show. It was nice to see Lizzie Rain back on TV. EK Prosper still getting the minutes, so I got to give the kid credit there. I'm with you, Delores. I am tired of seeing this feud with Saquon Sugars and the members of Dark State. Like I've been done with that. They've dragged this on for too long. They got to do something about that. I like the chemistry between Zarya and Ren Sinclair. I think Ren is a very gifted in-ring performer. She has a very, what they would call, quirky and zany personality outside of the ring and inside of the ring when they let her talk on the mic. They're beefing up Zarya as they should have a long time ago, having her dominate in certain things and whatnot. But having Ren be competitive with her, I think, is a good look for Ren in that women's division. Man, I'm not going to say I feel bad about Cam Hendricks and Mason Rook, but those boys right now, they don't have much to be given NXT, and they're still young dudes. They're if they're given time, I'm sure that something will develop in both of them. But they've taken this particular feud off of TV for enough weeks for people not to care. The crowd reflected that. They have what people say. What's the saying that people use? They have neutered Mason Rook, the wrestler. Cam Hendricks is a athlete converted wrestler who still has a lot to learn. And this particular match showed that. Lucien Price defeated Lexis King. I believe Lucien Price is the other half of OTM. The group.
Yes, it's him and Bronco Lima.
Yeah, the tag team with him and Bronco Lima and stuff like that. I think that they're trying to give him some singles run here. We'll see as to how things develop with Lucien Price over some time. So we'll see how that goes. And then Cruz Montana versus Grayson Waller ended up in a no contest because, like Delores said, Zilla Fatu made his NXT debut. It was my first time watching Zilla Fatu in a ring. I've never watched any of his indie stuff. I knew his name because of who he was and because of who he's the son of and who he's family with. But I've never watched any of his matches. It seems a lot of people in the industry, his peers and people um, ahead of him from an age and experience standpoint, have a lot of love for him, and they want to see him do well. So at the end of the day, um, I'm just here to take in the experience of whatever Zilla Fatu is going to bring to NXT. A lot of what continues to be said is that he's young in the business. He still has lots to learn, but he does have a very genuine ring presence about him, which is true. He does. Seems like he's got a very I would say not bubbly, but a very exuberant personality, and he's a little different than the rest of the other Usos out in the family. So that can only serve him to be better, or only serve him to be different. Should I say? It can only serve him to be different, which is always a good outlier at the end of the day. So I'll see as to what the kid brings, and yeah, that's from the last week. Now let's hit this week on NXT.
Uh, he is very lively because of his mother. And if you've ever seen his mother talk or have been on her live streams, she is very animated. Like she gets up, she hollers. She's like one of us hollering and screaming, even though she knows the inside business. She's up there hollering and screaming like we are at the TV screen. And so, like I said before, to see the moment of her sitting there and she's holding this baby, the baby is asleep. And she realizes, because at first she said, "Who's that?" And then when the camera pans to his face and she starts to screaming and jumping up and down and like shaking this baby, the baby, God forbid. Listen, I don't know if this is a Samoa thing, but that baby slept while she was hollering at the top of her voice. I was like, I ain't never seen a child do that. You getting shaking and screaming, and that baby was like, I'm going to take this now, okay? So I think with this, that the thing about it is that 15, like he went into the system, never, they give you a chance to correct yourself. He never did. He got the Booker T, and he never did correct himself. And so when he teamed with Jacob, he realized that he needed to do better. And I'm very proud that he was able to better himself. And listen, y'all already know we got a 3-year-old here in the house. They like to have a good time. They want chips early in the morning. We can't be doing it. So but yeah, he really learned, he really took, and he felt like this was his opportunity to better his life and to better his mama's life. And he saw that other people were using. My microphone is gonna start acting up. I started glitching in real time. If you all don't know, I've been fighting with these microphones for the past few weeks. But he cut his hair, and his last ending date before the WWE run is which I said before, is that his mom got involved to save her son and to spear the opponent. So I was like, when I saw her come out, I was like, why? But she was left in the dark. He just said he wanted to do this part to, you know, essentially help his mother. Like make like a moment for her. Because he's a mom's boy. I mean, if you all do not know. And to see that happen and him to like had a referee raise her hand and her to have this special moment. And over the past few years, he has had guidance from Jacob, from Booker T, from a lot of people. He even was traveling for a while and vlogging with Armando Estrada, his dad's former manager. So it was something that was full circle that he got to kind of honor his dad. And then it was really emotional when after he dropped him and he splashed him, that he pointed up to the sky, and it meant a lot to him because he wanted to prove that he could do better and be a better person. And he finally is at a point where he can, like, his mom was just sobbing. It was like, okay, he's worked hard to get to this point. He didn't just use his name. He got here on his own merit, and he had to go from the bottom. Because if you all do not remember, there was a time where, quote unquote, and I said quote unquote, because some of the people did not look like us that got shots that had bad backgrounds. But those who had bad backgrounds that looked like me and Jay News, we didn't get no shots. We had to stay on the indies or hope another company would pick us up. So now that they're giving people opportunities, and even Jacob talked about pretty much being fired after he got hired with Stephanie, and how he had to learn and had to go back to the bottom and figure it out. And then Triple H gave him a second chance, and having to Jimmy call him and pray with him, and him having to figure it out, and him having to realize, he said, when my kids kept asking, hey, when are we moving to Florida? And he couldn't tell them that he had messed it up. He realized he needed to stop all the things he was doing then. Or when WWE called, which I didn't know they did this for wrestlers consistently. I know I've heard them do it before, but it seemed like the top stars, where they asked him, Jacob, how many trucks, how many things do you need for us to move you? And Jacob having to tell Bruce Pritchard, I don't have anything. My kids all stay in one bedroom. We in another bedroom. We don't have nothing. As long as I got a place to stay, I'm fine. And that is something that made me think, and hearing Zilla talk about his experience of growing up and making the bad choices, just like Jacob, doing the bad things, and now getting this opportunity. I was like, okay. I just hate that he kind of looked like Ricky Stark / The Rock. Because he normally has long, beautiful hair, okay? But it's all right. On to the next week, ladies and gentlemen. WWE NXT 851 on the 18th. We had the AAA World Cruiserweight title #1 contendership fatal 4-way match where EK Prosper defeated La Parca Romeo Moreno. See, listen, tell you, I started kicking in with J News, and then all of a sudden I think I'm Spanish. And Tristan Angels. We had Natty defeating Thea Hale for the WWE Speed title, which I wish they would get away from. Just burn that title down. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of him holding it too. Lexis King defeated Lucian Price. We had Callie Armstrong and Kalani Jordan defeat Ren QCC of Kendall Gray and Ren Sinclair. And for the WWE NXT North American title #1 contendership match, Jackson Drake defeated Shiloh Hill. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go on over to SmackDown. 14:08 on the 20. Wrong date. 14:08. Gunther defeated Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green. United States title match, Baron Corbin defeated Carmelo Hayes. For the WWE Tag Team Triple Threat match, we had a title change. The MFTs, Tonga and Tama Tonga, accompanied by the man who is now with them, Haku, defeated Damian Priest and R-Truth, and the World Raiders of Eric and Ivar. And we had another title change where the WWE Women's United States title match, JC Jane defeated Tiffany Stratton. I say all hell is gonna break us, okay? Because I was sick of JC Jane and I was sick of Tiffany Stratton and I was torn, and I really don't think the match did any good for me either. Jenny, you got anything you want to say about this?
Um, this was the one from this past Friday. The
No,
thing,
this not this past Friday. The Friday before. Just has the wrong date on it.
uh, oh, this is the one where Walter faced off with Matt Cardona, and Matt came out to
Yeah,
Chelsea.
that
Okay,
tells you I'm so into the name Gunther now that I use like Walter. I was like, who? Oh yeah, Gunther.
um, no, I thought that was cool that they did that with Chelsea and Matt, um, during that promo and stuff like that. They made their marriage and relationships and the relationship canon, as Matt put it on the internet. So there's that part of it. We'll see as to where that goes. The Baron Corbin thing has not worked out for me specifically. No shade to Tom. I think Tom Petstock is a good dude, and he's a viable in-ring performer at the end of the day. But this hasn't really done what it's supposed to do for Trick Williams and or for him, to be quite honest. And then him defeating Carmelo Hayes here, it's like, what are we really doing with Melo? So there's that. The MFTs thing, I think last week and this week they got wins over whoever they faced off of. They defeated Damian Priest and the War Raiders in this match. The following week, or this past week, they defeated Damian Priest and R-Truth again. So there's that. It's like the tag team division in the WWE, no matter what show it is, Raw or SmackDown, is not great. So there's really not much to write home about there. And then from my own personal preference and likes and dislikes, but that's what a preference is, the women's match that ended the night involved two young ladies who have a lot of talent, but I'm not invested in. I'm not invested in JC Jane, and I'm not invested in Tiffany Stratton. So JC beating Tiffany here didn't do anything or move any needles for me. So there's that. But as long as fans gravitate towards these two young ladies and they're propped up as stars, that's what the machine does. That's what a wrestling promotion is supposed to do, should I say? Forget the machine. That's what a wrestling promotion is supposed to do. And as far as they continue to make these two young ladies stars, then that's all that matters. But for me, from the WWE women, these two young ladies are not it. So there's that.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Jay News gonna come back to the back with me. We actually gonna go over to what happened on Friday, which was the 21st on USA Network. It was episode 1409. Also, listen, I've been fighting for my life. I've been editing this at 3:00 in the morning. Jesus was with me. The EMFTs, Talatonga and Tamatonga, along with their Haku, defeated Damian Priest and R-Truth again. We didn't need this match again. Lash Legend defeated Tiffany Stratton. Undisputed WWE title match. CM Punk quickly defeated Kevin Owens. He defeated Kevin Owens because of Sammy. And this is my issue with this, and I'm going to definitely come on camera for this. I am very frustrated with this back and forth. We've been doing Sammy and Kevin since, was it, what was the name before NXT? Was it FTW, something? We've been going back that long for that. They've been beefing with each other, okay? One they friends, next they not. One time they trying to kick their teeth in, next they not. It's like a go-to that they go to when they ain't got nothing else to go to. So I need them to end this once and for all. Either they gonna never be friends again, or they both gonna turn heel and be the bad guys. Not keep beefing with each other. Now, the matches be good. But after a while, if I've seen it once, I've seen it 9,000 times. I'm sick of it. And the fact that y'all had CM Punk to come out here, he limited on what he can do. Okay, I love him, but he limited. And you wasted time for you to set up this storyline between Sammy and Kevin, and they both got problems with CM Punk, but now they got problems with each other after we just saw them hug it out at the last pay-per-view. I'm sick of this shit. I really am. I'm trying not to cuss as much, but I feel the need to say that this is unnecessary. I feel like sometimes we play back the same storylines over and over and over again like we ain't seen it before. Also, no matter what wrestling promotion you are in, please stop doing the Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, I'm sorry, and super kicking somebody in the face. I'm sick of that stuff. Stop regurgitating the same thing and not adding something new to it. Even with the Bloodline storyline, I'm getting sick of it. You got to come back home. But I really want to be on my own. So now I'm going to turn on you. This is dumb for an outsider. I'm the frustration is real because it's either the storyline, the match itself, or a combination of both. I can't get it all. I must admit, AEW sometimes, a lot of the times, give me all. Other companies give me all. Y'all are like, you only can pick one. It's a buffet, and I only can pick one. This gotta stop. J News, you got anything to say about this? Raggedy.
Not really. I mean, they made it so that when Kevin Owens came back at SummerSlam and won that, or they made it into a fatal four-way with him, they made it so that he would have his title match on a SmackDown. I thought that lacked vision in itself, just the booking of the match on a SmackDown instead of a Saturday or Sunday night's main event or another pay-per-view. I get it. There wasn't a clean ending here. We're probably going to have a rematch between CM Punk and Kevin Owens, and they're probably going to add Sami Zayn to it at the end of the day because Sami got involved. But it's like, is there a real need for Sami to be involved here when the focal point should be the returning Kevin Owens? Not saying that Kevin should be beating CM Punk. I'm not saying that. But the focal point should be a returning Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn's been on TV for years at the end of the day. Every week, consistently, So let's do a better job of reintroducing Kevin Owens to the crowd after almost being out of wrestling for 2 years. Let him have this feud with CM Punk solo and not have to involve Sami Zayn now, because you can always go back to the Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens that's a fight forever kind of feud, so we don't have to go back to it right when Kevin just comes back from injury. I agree with Delores there. Like, there's no need for that right now. It should have just been Punk versus Owens. This particular match should have been thrown out due to no contest because either one of them got too violent with the other or the match never started. They should have booked it that way instead of having Sami get involved. I'm not a fan of that stuff. So they need to do better there. Lash Legend. I was a fan. Not past tense. I'm a fan of the young lady. I liked her stuff on NXT. I don't mind her pairing with Nia Jax. I think it's allowed her to continue to bring out a good amount of her personality and stuff like that. But I feel like I don't see her do enough in the ring. So for her
she clothesline and pump kick. That's all she do.
Yeah. So her match here with Tiffany Stratton, yet again, more because of Tiffy than anything else, didn't do much for me. She got a win over a former U.S. champion. Does that mean that Lash Legend will get a future shot at the Women's United States Championship against a JC Jane? Hopefully, because they need to really push these girls upwards in the card. So they need to do that. And yeah, like I said, the tag team division in the WWE in general is just not great right now. So I didn't really care for the MFTs versus Damian Priest and R-Truth on this end.
Yeah, I don't understand why they ran that back. So it's bad. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, J News, I came in the back, didn't take J News with me. Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go on to AAA, Lucha Libre Worldwide. Last week was the last part of the Verano del Escandalo. Perhaps I said it wrong. Week 3, AAA World Cruiserweight title match. We had Ray Phoenix defeated Noisy Boy. We had the WWE World Heavyweight title #1 contendership tournament. First round match where La Parca beat Psycho Clown. On to last night. I know it has the wrong time. Yeah. I saw it in real time, and I want to tell you it was a bunch of bullshit. AAA Latin American title qualifying match. Galano versus Almost ended in a no contest. If you see Galano and you see Almost, you should know who should have won that match last night. It should have ended in a no contest. AAA World Tag Team title #1 contendership 4-way match where Los Americanos, Bravo Americano, and Rayo Americano defeated Los Psycho Circus, Dave the Clown, and Murder Clown, and LWO, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wild, and Money Machine of Calamit. Listen, De Plata. I know his last name. First name, never can pronounce it right. Colmilo De Plata. J News looking at me, so I must have said it wrong. Oh, I got it right. Okay. And Gara de Oro. And then we had Penta defeat Bronco Nemo. I just would like to say, J News, if you don't see a Mexican star on AAA or NXT, they have put them down in, not AAA, NXT or WWE. You find them right in AAA. That's what they put. They say, you know what? You got any kind of Latin American or Mexican history, we're gonna put you down here. Which I feel a little bit insulted, but if nobody else is insulted, then I'm gonna keep it moving. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get on to NXT Dynamite. Last week it was on the 12th on TBS. Casino Gauntlet #2 spot 3-way match where MJF defeated Mike Bailey and Nick Wayne. Continental Challenge Cup first round match, Jay White defeated David Finlay. AEW TNT title match, Kevin Knight defeated Jericho. He did the Lord's work. Chris Statlander defeated Viva Van. We had Maya World and Thunder Rosa. I just want to say to take the time to say, what the hell is going on with Thunder Rosa? Like, why? She went from being champion to I feel like she gets chomped off a lot of the times. Thunder Rosa defeat Hikaru Shida and Persephone with a non-title Continental Challenge Cup first round match where John Moxley defeated Jack Perry by referee's decision. Jay News, you got anything you want to say about this week's episode of Dynamite that happened week before last?
Fun match between MJF, Mike Bailey, and Nick Wayne. They've really been spotlighting Nick Wayne lately on between AEW TV shows, be it Dynamite or Collision, and also ROH. So it's been cool to see Nick Wayne get a spotlight in the last several weeks. Mike Bailey is incredible. At the end of the day, MJF winning here was more or less foretold at the end of the day because of the feud that they have ongoing between MJF and Andrade. That continued on the following week. On the following week's episode of SmackDown, Jay White defeating David Finlay was what I'd like to call a core memory match, because those guys have been wrestling since their young boy days over in New Japan, and they brought that fighting spirit to an AEW ring. So I want to applaud those two young gentlemen for putting on a good match for the AEW faithful. Kevin Knight versus Jericho was actually much better than what I thought it was going to be. So shouts to the Jet and Jericho for putting that off. Chris Statlander versus Viva Van. Easy win for Chris Stat. Viva continues to get TV minutes on a week to week basis, so can't say anything bad about Viva there. She's continuing to evolve, and she's continuing to grow, and she's continuing to learn week after week on TV. She's been signed with AEW for quite some time, so for her to continue to get these opportunities and continue to improve is good for her. So her being in there with Chris Statlander was a nice bit of a proving ground, even though she lost. Maya World and Thunder Rosa versus Karu Shida and Persephone. This had to go a certain way based on the match that was going to be made for the following week. So Maya World and Thunder Rosa winning there wasn't completely a surprise. And then John Moxley versus Jack Perry was a hell of a match. Jack basically proving himself to John Moxley and getting John Moxley's handshake at the end of the match, and the approval shows a lot. So I think there's gonna be a further evolution of Jack Perry's character in the next coming weeks and months. And he eventually wants to become AEW champion. How he gets there is more or less what it's going to be, how people are going to resonate with Jack and stuff like that. So we'll see as to what creative plans come about for Jack Perry in the next couple of weeks and months, and how things evolve for him and stuff like that. But tremendous match between John Moxley and Jack Perry, though.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, J News going to come to the back with me. We're going to go on to the 19th, where the United Empire, Francesco Akira, Hanare, and Will Ospreay defeated Don Callis' family of Brian Cage, Lance Archer, and Rocky Romero. We had AEW TBS title 4-way match where Maya World defeated Hikaru Shida, Chris Statlander, and Persephone. We had a non-title Continental Challenge Cup quarterfinal match where John Moxley defeated Jay White. A non-title match where Andrade El Idolo defeated John Cruz. He stomped that man out in 12 seconds. Listen, I was going to get up, go get me a cup of water, and before I even got out of my chair, it was like, ding, 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 it was over with. Continental Challenge Cup quarterfinal match where Nigel McGuinness defeated Hechicero. We had the Elite of Kenny Omega and Matt and Nick Jackson defeat the Don Callis family of El Colon, Jack Doyle, Mark Davis. Do you have anything to say about this episode of Dynamite J News?
It was cool to see the boys from the United Empire, Francesco Akira and Hanare team with Will Ospreay there. They were able to show out like they were during their bit at Forbidden Door. So always cool to see Hanare and Akira stateside. Maya World defeating everybody in that 4-way match. I'll be honest, it was a surprise to me that she retained her championship here. But even though that was surprising to me, the girls showed out. I'm not going to apologize to Hikaru Shida over the things I've said about her the last month or so. It seems like the message has gotten through to her, making her matches look more viable and real. Her strikes are now more flush, and it seems like she seems to be practicing her skill set more often than not to be a more viable performer in the ring against the ladies in her division. So I have to give her credit where credit is due. But the ladies had a low-key banger, even though I thought that the match should have been longer. But I have a feeling they're going to go back to this well for All In. John Moxley versus Jay White was another tremendous match. Jay White, one of the best in-ring counter wrestlers that exist. He put on a hell of a match versus John Moxley. Yet again, another one of those matches where it seemed like John Moxley was going to show Jay White a sign of respect, but John Moxley set up Jay White for a attack by the member of the Dogs of David Finlay and Clark Connors. This past week, the Bang Bang Gang was not with Jay White. They were not at Dynamite, so the conglomeration came down for the save against Jay White. Then the rest of the Death Riders came out and beat up on everybody and stuff like that. So seems like there's an ongoing war there. Andrade Alidolo beating John Cruz, aka Serpentico, because John Cruz came out as MJF's Spanish translator or whatever. After Andrade defeated John Cruz, MJF came out on the video Tron and cut a promo on Andrade. They as an AEW, the AEW production team, fumbled that a bit because they started to play the video before Andrade cut his promo on the mic. So they ruined that surprise for the crowd and the people at home. So that was a production issue and faux pas that happened on that night. Continental Challenge Cup quarterfinal match: Nigel McGuinness versus Hechicero. The match was okay. They were playing up Nigel McGuinness's injury angle with his ankle and things of that nature. And Nigel was able to pull out the win by the skin of his teeth, which is basically the story that they're trying to tell, trying to get Nigel all the way to All In and whatnot. And then the 6-man tag match to end the night was another fun multi-man match between the Elite and the Don Callis family. Everybody doing their thing there. And then the blow up that happened after the match between Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay, it was all the talk of the town. So they are going in guns a-blazing to All In with the Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay feud right now. Same thing with Cope and Christian and the Bucks. Cope and Christian got involved during the match at one point as well. So their match is continuing to gain some traction going into All In. Everybody who is currently slotted for All In made appearances and were involved on this episode of Dynamite. So props to Tony Khan for doing that. But I did make a comment to a friend of mine during the week that he made to me first, and then I echoed that same comment. I felt like this episode of Dynamite should have been the go-home show for All In, meaning the one that's supposed to be taking place in Glasgow this week. This episode of Dynamite should have went off the way that it did instead of what we just got this past week. I don't know if they can top what they did on the 19th this week. Hopefully they can, or they can at least match it. But I think it's going to be tough because I thought that this was one of the better episodes of Dynamite this year. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go on to Ring of Honor. They had a lot going on this week. We in the past 2 weeks. We started off on the 13th, which was the Global Wars Mexico episode, where we had AEW TNT title match where Kevin Knight defeated Teton. With the ROH World Television title match where Leo Rush defeated El Colon. I tell you, Leo Rush is my man, because he is acting crazy and he is keeping it going even in interviews. Hanan, Maya World, and Thunder Rosa defeated Hikaru Shida, Marina Shafir, and Sky Blue. We had a lightning match where Sabarano Jr. defeated Commander. Kyle Fletcher defeated Mascara Dorada. You got anything to say about this episode, J News?
I honestly don't think I got to watch this. Unfortunately, I love to watch Soberano Jr. in matches. I know that at least from the online reactions and stuff, the match versus him and Commander was well received. The Kyle Fletcher versus Mascara Dorada match was another match that was very well received. These were the matches that took place at Arena Mexico. So, yeah, in like 3 or 4 ROH shows since then. So, it's been a lot of wrestling in the last 2 weeks combined. But yeah, big fan of what Leo Rush is doing currently on AEW/ROH TV and on the Indies. Like I've always been a big fan of Soberano Jr. I want to see more of him on AEW TV if given the opportunity. I know that he made some comments in recent days about not wanting to go to America to wrestle, and that he wants to continue to be a luchador in Mexico, so gotta respect where he's coming from there. So doesn't necessarily mean he can't make offshoot appearances on AEW TV and or ROH if given the platform. Like I said, Kyle Fletcher versus Mascara Dorada was another highly talked about match. Those dudes killed it. The ladies did their thing in their match and whatnot. Marina Shafir has been teaming quite a bit with Sky Blue on ROH TV as of late in recent weeks, and that culminated in a 4-way match for the women's TV championship at Death Before Dishonor. And yeah, it seems like it was a good show. I would have to go back and watch it, but unfortunately, I missed the show.
I enjoyed it. So back to the Back J News goes. We're over on to the 20th, which was called the Duel to the Death Before Dishonor. We had a ROH Women's World Title Proving Ground match, which Athena defeated Gia Scott. Preston Vance defeated Danny Grandview in a minute. 1 minute, that's all it took. Action Andrade and Hook defeated the Dark Order of Alex Reynolds and Eva Uno. I will continue to say this. Why are we still looking at the Dark Order? Daniel Garcia defeated Alex Price. We had the ROH World Television Title Proving Ground match where Leo Rush defeated Joe Keys. Mina Shirakawa and Queen Aminata, who I absolutely love, defeated Brittany Blake and Erica Lay. We had Nick Wayne defeat Jordan Oliver. We had ROH Pure Title #1 contendership match where Katsuri Shibata defeated Wheeler Yuta. Listen, tongue tie. Tornado Tag Team match where Marina Shafir and Sky Blue defeated Red Velvet and Zeta Steel. Anything about this J News?
It seems in recent weeks, this is just me projecting character stuff. It seems in recent weeks with Action Andretti teaming with different members of the Ops that he is going to be the newest member of the Ops. I'm not too sure if that was made official yesterday or 2 days ago now on the actual Death Before Dishonor show. But it seems like Action is leaning that way. Preston Vance is now back with the Dark Order. Or at least that's what the intention of Evil Uno and Mark Reynolds has been, or Alex Reynolds has been. Johnny Hungy, John Silver does not like the idea of Preston Vance coming back to the Dark Order, so they're playing that up from a storytelling element and angle on ROH TV. Daniel Garcia and Alec Price had a dope match, so I got to give those two young guys credit there for their match that they had there. Leo Rush defeating Joe Keys. Leo Rush, this particular show was in Maryland. Leo Rush from the DMV area, Joe Keys from the DMV area. They came up together, so it was interesting to see those two guys go face off with each other at this point in their careers. It was nice to see Mina versus Queen Aminata do their thing. Erica Lee continues to still get chances on ROH TV. So that's cool for her. Nick Wayne versus Jordan Oliver, another good match between two young guys. I like Nick Wayne. I'm a big fan of Nick Wayne. I'm a big fan of Jordan Oliver. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Busta in the Brain. At the end of the day, I feel like putting those three guys together in a faction might do them some good. Maybe even a little bit down the road. But if they continue to plan to have Nick Wayne just play a villain or a heel or whatever the case is, we'll see as to what they do with Busta in the Brain as a tag team on ROH TV. I thought that Shibata and Wheeler Yuta worked very well for the time that they were given. This was an impromptu match due to the fact that I believe, Nigel McGuinness was taken out of his match for Death Before Dishonor due to his ongoing issues, quote unquote, with his ankle. So the Shibata winning there put him in Death Before Dishonor versus Lee Moriarty. And then the ladies did the tornado tag. I really like this for everybody involved. It really gave everybody time to shine between Marina Shafir, Sky Blue, Red Velvet, and Zeta Steel. And I think that all the ladies brought it. Zeta Steel has really shown more evolution, more growth. Red Velvet is one of the more physically gifted, athletic women on the roster. Uh, and I always like to see her perform. Sky Blue has gotten a lot better as well, and Marina Shafir is always going to get down and dirty in that ring, no matter the circumstance. So I think that the four ladies pulled off a good performance there in this for this ROH show.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go on to ROH Death but Before Dishonor 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, it took place on the 21st. We're going to talk about the 0 Hour. It was on YouTube. And we had Mina Shirakawa and Queen Aminata defeat Vert Vixen and Viva Van. We had El Phantasmo defeat Adam Brooks. We had Commander defeat AR Fox and going to pronounce that wrong, right? I'm thinking about Soleil like the singer.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay. Listen, I tell you why, when I be trying to cram this in and watch this for like a couple of days in one, I'm like, I know that word and I'm going to mess it up. Don Callis family, Brian Cage and Hechicero defeated Buster in the Brain of Alex Price and Jordan Oliver. Anything to say about the 0 Hour, J News?
No, the last 2 days I have not watched any professional wrestling at all, so I can't, I don't have anything to say on it.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about ROH Devil Before Dishonor. I would say I crammed and watched it this morning. It was one of the many things I watched this morning. I did enjoy it overall. Above all things, I did absolutely enjoy and love the over 30-minute match that happened for the final, but we'll get to it. ROH World Six-Man Tag Title Match, The Lethal Twist, Blake Christian, Jay Lethal, and Lee Johnson won the title by defeating Dalton Castle and the Outrunners of Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd. We had the ROH Women's Pure title match where Deonna Purrazzo defeated Steph Delander. ROH Women's World Television title four-way match. We had Red Velvet defeat Marina Shafir, Sky Blue, and Zeta Steel. For the ROH Pure title match, we had Lee Moriarty defeat Katsuri Shibata. For the ROH World Tag Team title four-way match, El Sky Team, Mascara Dorada, and Mystico defeated La Facción Ingrenable, which is Sammy Guevara and the Beast Mortos, the Kingdom of Matthew Taven and Mike Bennett, and Top Flight of Darius and Dante Martin. We had the Continental Challenge Cup play-in match where Daniel Garcia defeated Adam Priest. For the ROH World Television title fight without honor match, my boy Leo Rush lost to Action Andrade. I was heartbroken. For the ROH World title match, we had Bandito defeating Nick Wayne. I enjoyed that match. And for the match that I loved the most, because the women got the time and they busted their butt, even though I thought they could have did more, I really enjoyed what they did do, and it made me happy to see it, was seeing Athena retain her championship by defeating Hazuki. So J News is saying we're gonna go on. No, we're gonna go on. To Collision, ladies and gentlemen. Collision last week took place on the 15th, episode 157 on TNT, where Adam Page and Bandito and Brody King defeat the Lethal Twist of Blake Christian, Jay Lethal, and Lee Johnson. We had the Continental Challenge Cup first round match where Hechicero defeated Brian Cage. In a non-title match, we saw the Divine Dominion of Lena Cross and Megan Bain defeat Maserati. Every time I think about her, I think about wigs slipping off. And Rachel Continental Challenge Cup first round match, Nigel McGuinness defeated Katsuri Shibata. Leo Rush and the Rascals of David Xavier, Myron Reed, and Zachary Wentz defeated Frescomatic, Ice Williams. First of all, some of these names come close to people who shouldn't be getting nowhere near a wrestling name. Ice Williams, I think about, y'all know. He was a little touched by God. Braxton and Weston. Shane Taylor Productions, Lee Moriarty, Shane Taylor, and the Hurt Syndicate of Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin defeated Jake Rendo, Julia Montana, J News, Julie Montana, Ro Montana, and Sonico. Listen, I wish y'all could just go back having regular names, okay? Just regular names. Mercedes Monet defeated Zeta Steele, and for the Continental Challenge Cup first round match, Kyle O'Reilly defeated Roderick Strong. Any things about this show, Jalen?
The 6-man opener was a banger. Always like the work of the group that is the Lethal Twist. Now that they are getting more proper AEW TV time, either both on Dynamite and Collision, I think that Jay Lethal has been a good addition as a veteran to continue to lead Blake Christian and Lee Johnson in the ways of TV wrestling. So got to give them credit there with that. Adam Page and Brodito, the good, the bad, and the ugly. They're doing their thing as trios champions right now. They're making those trios championships really feel important because post match, all the other top quote unquote trios in the division came out to stake their claim to a title shot. So Adam Page and Brodito will be having some sort of a spotlighted match at All In. And they have been AEW, that is, they have been teasing that Swerve Strickland's going to have two partners coming in. A lot of people are projecting that it's going to be the New Day. We'll see how that all ends up. But there's a couple of different trios teams vying for those trios championships. So they're making the trios championships feel important, I think, and I think that that's important for AEW. Echesaro versus Brian Cage, not my favorite Continental Challenge Cup match that's gone on this tournament. I have not liked Brian Cage since he's come back from his most recent injury. He just seems a step or several steps slower than he used to be. I'm not too sure if that has anything to do with the injuries or just because of the weight of the muscle on his body. I'm not sure, but he's definitely a couple of steps slower than he used to be. Haven't necessarily been enjoying his in-ring work since his return. So Echesaro winning here made sense. The ladies from Divine Dominion keep on doing their thing as they continue to squash makeshift tag teams from local talent of whatever town they're in. I remember that one match that you're talking about, Delores, about Maserati losing her wig, basically. And that was her gimmick on the Indies, from what I remember as well. So shouts to Maserati for getting another shot on a TV, on AEW TV, for all intents and purposes. Nigel McGuinness and Katsuyori Shibata, I thought was a terrific match between two grizzled older veterans, championing the style of technical wrestling, and they showed out in this match. But this is where Nigel McGuinness, quote unquote, received or got the injury for his ankle. Leo Rush and the Rascals was fun. They cut a promo earlier in the night in the treehouse with the Rascals, and Leo was there, and they had just made Leo Rush a member of the an honorary member of the Rascals for the night. And they defeated some local talent. STP is continuing to pay the Hurt Syndicate to cause chaos and beat people up, as they did. They also did that this past week on Collision as well, from what I saw via a thumbnail, because I didn't get to watch this past week's show either. But they beat up some local talent there. Mercedes Monet versus Zeta Steele was good. It was a good match. Give Zeta some more time. I think that she can definitely pick it up a bit more and definitely give Mercedes a run for her money. But that there was a post-match angle run there with Willow as well, when Willow came out for the save for Zeta Steele, because Mercedes Monet decided to whoop Zeta Steele and Christopher Daniels with her Owen Hart tournament belt. So Willow came out for the save. They cut promos against one another, and they keep battling it out. So I've liked the build towards the match between Willow and Mercedes going into All In. And Kyle versus Roderick Strong was exactly what I thought it was going to be. American Strong Style, ROH, classic in-ring battle of the wills between Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. Kyle defeating Roddy was more or less foretold because Kyle has more of that story still to be told. With with the work that he had done earlier in the year with John Moxley. So, but tremendous match. Just took me back to the days of watching ROH TV in the early 2010s with Kyle and Roddy, and it was cool to see.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? We're gonna go on to yesterday's episode of Collision. 150. Let me go back. 8. Yes, that's right. TNT Continental Challenge Cup quarter final match. Kyle O'Reilly defeated Orange Cassidy. We had an AEW Women's Tag Team 5-minute challenge eliminator match where Divine Dominion, Lena Cross, and Megan Bain defeated Erica Lay and Tara James. We had Continental Challenge Cup quarterfinal match. Claudio Castagnoli defeating Daniel Garcia. We had the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, along with Lee Moriarty, defeat Matt Mako, Nick Nolan, and Ryan O'Neal. We had the Bang Bang Gang of Austin and Colton Gunn, along with Jay White, defeat the Shane Taylor Productions of Charlie Bravo, Shane Taylor, and Sean Dean. We had Nick Wayne and Tommaso Ciampa defeat Commander and Mike Bailey. And we had for the AEW Women's World Title match, Willow Nightingale defeating Maya World. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it was overall a good show. I like the matches. Just seeing where it's gonna come next. Before we get into it, yeah, we're gonna preview that when it comes time for the preview. I'll be watching that. That'll be another thing. Listen, if y'all don't know me, not for J News, but me, I watch wrestling just about every day. And when I don't, I'm watching it for the whole day to catch up. CMLL, this is J News, and AEW, they had Semana. Is that how you
Yeah, so it's CMLL Semana Internacional, CMLL versus AEW matches. This happened back during the week of Grand Slam Mexico. So this was back on the 9th of August. You can see these matches on the CMLL YouTube channel if you are a subscriber. Las Gemas Metálicas, Diamond and Oro Jr. defeated Okamura and Shomakato. In a best 2 out of 3 falls 6-man tag team match, we had Los Herederos, El Cobarde, Felino Jr., and Hijo de Stuka Jr. defeat La Máquina de la Destrucción, El Elemental, Explosivo, and Máquina Letal. In a lightning match, a Relámpagos match, Brian Cage defeated Blue Panther Jr. Black Tiger and Black Tiger the fourth defeated Los Hermanos Calavera, Calavera Jr. The first, and Calavera Jr. the second. Los Infernales of Averno and Euphoria defeated the Swirl of Blake Christian and Lee Johnson. And then Bandito and Místico defeated Don Callis family members El Clone and Hechicero. Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, CMLL. Viernes Espectacular. This went down on the 10th of August. We had El Hijo de Centella Roja and Millennium defeat El Perverso and Rencor. Best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match. We had Meyer and Tiger Boy defeat Camelot and Máquina Letal via DQ 2-1. Best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match. We had La Fuerza Poblana, Arcalis and Stigma defeat Los Cancerberos del Infierno, Cancerbero and Virus. So La Fuerza Poblana won 2-1. Best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match. We had Los Hermanos Calavera, Calavera Jr. the first and Calavera Jr. the second defeat Star Black and Star Jr. 2-1. Esfinge and Templario, they were in a tag team match and they defeated the Swirl of Blake Christian and Lee Johnson. And Black Tiger the fourth defeated Máscara Dorada and Titan. CMLL Martes Populares. This went down on the 11th of August. In the Relámpagos match, we had Tabata defeating Candela. Best 2 out of 3 falls 6-man tag team match. We had La Fuerza Poblana of Arcalis, Rayo Metálico, and Stigma defeat La Fuerza Tapatia of Fugaz, Galo Jr., and Star Black. And another best 2 out of 3 falls 6-man tag team match, we had La Máquina de la Destrucción, El Elemental Explosivo Máquina Letal defeated Los Bestia del Diablo, Akuma, Gemelo Diablo the first, and Gemelo Diablo the second. And another best out of 3 falls tag team match, we had Atlantis and Blue Panther defeat Los Hermanos Chavez, Abangel del Oro, and Niebla Roja. And another best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match, we had Exfinge and Jelua defeat Black Tiger and Rugido. And then we had another best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match where the Don Callis family members, Hechicero and Volador Jr., defeat LS Sky team of Máscara Dorada and Neon 2-1. Martes de Glamour. This went on the first show was at Arena Mexico. This show is at the other arena. I'm forgetting what the name of it is right now. They have another home arena in Mexico. So we have Dulce Kitty, Ivana, and Tesca defeat Dominia, Lady Danger, and Nautica. These are women's wrestlers. They're CMLL Amazonas. Atomo and Kemalito defeated Tengu and Travieso. Another best 2 out of 3 falls match, tag team match here. We had Hecate and Miss Guerrera defeat Kira and Princesa Aguila. Best 2 out of 3 falls 6-man tag team match. We have Blue Shark, El Hijo del Pantera, and Pantera Jr. defeat Optimus, Robin, and Trono. Best 2 out of 3 falls 6-man tag team match. We have Brillante Jr., Kaiju, and Valiente Jr. defeat Bestia Negra, Black Warrior Jr., and Prince Drago. In a best 2 out of 3 falls 6-man tag team match, we have Furia Roja, Los Hermanos Calavera, Calavera Jr. the first and Calavera Jr. the second, defeat Gallero and Los Villanos, El Hijo del Villano third and Villano third Jr. Rafaja Jr., Titan, and Sandokan Jr., along with Kemonito, defeated Black Tiger the fourth and the Swirl of Blake Christian and Lee Johnson.
Before we keep on moving on, I did not know that they love a best 2 out of 3 falls match as much as the past few weeks. I said I've been missing out. And it's always going to be a winner in majority of the time. It's never going to be like, oh, but interference, something happened. It ain't going to never be there.
Yeah, so then we had more of Martes de Glamour. On the 11th, we had Shockercito and Último Dragoncito, the minis. They defeated Full Metal and Pequeño Pólvora. Best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match, we had Las Valientitas, Era y Olimpia defeat Marcela and Scadi. In a match Relámpago, we had Max Star defeat Troglodita. Best 2 out of 3 falls tag match, we had Guerrero Maya Jr. and Virus defeat Los Divinos Laguneros, Dark Panther and Hijo de Blue Panther. In another best 2 out of 3 falls 6-man tag team match, we had Flip Gordon, Star Jr. and Titan defeat Bárbaro Cavernario, Black Tiger, and Villano 3 Jr. CMLL Jueves Arena Mexico. That took place on the 13th. Shockercito and Último Dragoncito defeated Full Metal and Pequeño Pólvora. So this was what I just went over, but this was the Thursday show instead of the previously mentioned show. So nothing different about what I just mentioned. We go back to Viernes Espectacular. Took place on the 14th of August. We have Blue Shark and Péndulo along with Tornado defeat Cerebro Negro Jr., Disturbio, and Infarto. In a match Relámpago tag match, we had Los Hermanos Calavera Jr. in the first and the second defeat Los Viajeros del Espacio, Futuro, and Max Star. Johnny Roddy and Tessa Blanchard, they teamed together to go up against Persephone and Reina Isis. In the best 2-3 out of falls 6-man tag match, we have Brillante Jr., Neon, and Jelua defeat El Cobarde, Guerrero Maya Jr., and Yutani. They defeated them 2-0. Dragon Rojo Jr. defeated Bárbaro Cavernario. Zandokan Jr. defeating Star Jr. And for the main event, Místico defeated Averno Jr. via DQ. Domingo Familiar, Arena de Mexico. That was on the 16th. We had Alexios and Infinito defeat Estudiante Jr. and Camelot in a best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match. Okumura and Shomakato defeated Fuego and Volcano 2-1. In the best 2 out of 3 fall 6-man tag match, we had Las Gemas, Metálicas, Brillante Jr., Diamond, and Oro Jr. defeat Los Forajidos, El Coyote, Pólvora, and Vaquero Jr. 2-1. Best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match, Garra Negra and Tessa Blanchard defeated Sanli and Zuxis. In the best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match, we had the Don Callis family members of Hechicero and Volado Jr. defeat Exfinge and Titan. And in the best 2 out of 3 falls 6-man tag team match, we had El Sky team of Máscara Dorada, Místico, and Neon defeat Los Infernales of Averno, Euforia, and Mephisto. CMLL Lunes Clásico. This was on the 17th. We had Lucky and Onyx defeat Conjuro and Sombra Diabolica Jr. Best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match, we had Rey Espartano and Troyano defeat Astro and El Hijo de Centella Roja. Best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match, we had Fuego and Volcano defeat Prayer and Rey Apocalypsis. In another best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match, we had Las Valientitas Era en Olympia defeat India Sioux and Tessa Blanchard. Best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match, we had Dragon Rojo Jr. and Star Jr. defeat Barbaro Cavernario and Zandokan Jr. And then the main event was Último Guerrero versus Templario, and Último Guerrero won that match. Martes Populares took place. This was on the 18th. Los Pequeños Depredadores, Mercurio and Pequeño Volador Jr. defeated Acero and Aéreo. In the match Relámpago, we had Las Gemas Metálicas, Diamond, and Oro Jr. defeat Okumura and Shomakato. In another match Relámpago, we had Valiente Jr. defeat Vegas Depredador. Mexican National Tag Team title match, we had Black Tiger and Rugido, the champions, defeat Exfinge and Jelua. CMLL World Tag Team title match, we had Los Hermanos Chavez, Angel del Oro, and Niebla Roja. The champions retained their championships by defeating Atlantis and Blue Panther. And then in the main event for this show, it was Hechicero defeating Máscara Dorada. Martes de Glamour, Ángel del Bien, Astro Oriental, and Lince del Bajo defeated Los Egresados, Rab, Shesmu, and Temerario. And another best 2 out of 3 falls 6-man tag team match, Crixus, Macara, and Poseidon defeated La Fuerza Poblana of Alcalis, Rayo Metálico, and Stigma. Fuego and Los Magníficos, Adrenalina, and Fantástico defeated Los Herederos of El Cobarde, Felino Jr., and Hijo de Stuka Jr. Another best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match, we had Dark Silueta and Hecate of the ladies defeat Juvia and Tessa Blanchard. Best 2 out of 3 falls 6-man tag team match, we had Galeón Fantasma, El Difunto, Furia Roja, and Sandokan Jr. defeat Los Infernales of Averno, Euforia, and Mephisto. And best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match, we had Templario and Titan team up to defeat Los Guerreros Laguneros of Stuka Jr. and Último Guerrero. Jueves de Verano, Arena Mexico. This took place on the 20th. Pequeño Sky Team, Galaxy, and Pequeño Magia defeated Los Pequeños Depredadores of -1 and -2. In the match Relámpago, we had Fuego defeat Camelot. Best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match, we had Okumura and Shomakato defeat El Audaz and Volcano. Interesting. Best 2 out of 3 falls match, tag team match, we had Capitán Suicida and Valiente Jr. defeat La Máquina de la Destrucción, El Elemental, El Terrible. And the best 2 out of 3 falls 6-man tag team match, we had Blue Panther Jr., Dragon Rojo Jr., and Templario defeat Crixus, Valiente, and Yutani. CMLL Viernes Espectacular. We had match Relámpago, it was Blue Shark defeating Troglodita. In another match Relámpago, we had Los Atrapasueños, Espíritu Negro, and Rey Cometa defeat El Hijo del Pantera and Pantera Jr. Another best 2 out of 3 falls 6-man tag team match, we had Keira, Persephone, and Zuxis of Las Amazonas defeat Kira, Skadi, and Tessa Blanchard. Relevos Increíbles, best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match, we have Brillante Jr. and El Cobarde defeat Guerrero Maya Jr. and Jelua. Four-way trios tag team match. Los Guerreros Laguneros, Gran Guerrero, Stuka Jr., and Último Guerrero defeated Galeón Fantasma of Difunto, Furia Roja, and Sandokan Jr., Los Dragones, Dragón de Fuego, Dragón Legendario, and Dragón Rojo Jr., y Los Infernales of Averno, Euforio, and Mephisto. And the last match of the night was best 2 out of 3 fall 6-man tag team match where Bárbaro Cavernario, Soberano Jr., and Yutani, along with Kemalito, defeated Neon, Templario, and Titan, and they were with Kemonito. So that was all the CMLL stuff for that week. And then it ended off yesterday on the 22nd, Sábados de Coliseo at Arena Coliseo. Macara and Poseidon, they took on Péndulo and Retro. In the best 2 out of 3 fall 6-man tag match, it was Cerebro Negro, Infinito, and Virus. They took on Los Amos del Aire of Maria Blanca, Rey Pegasus, and Tornado. Best 2 out of 3 fall 6-man tag team match. India Suits, Juvia, and Marcela. They went up against Princesa Suhei, Reina Isis, and Valkyria. In a match at Lampago, it's going to be Flip Gordon going one-on-one against Yutani. And another match at Lampago is going to be Vorador Jr. versus Neon. And to end the night, it's going to be a best 2 out of 3 fall 6-man tag team match where Exfinge, Templario, and Titan face off against Los Hermanos Chavez, Ángel del Oro, and Niebla Roja, along with Soberano Jr. You're muted there, Delores.
We're going to go over the results, not next week, the week before next. But I would like to come on camera to tell my good brother J News, I really appreciate you, but we're never going to do this again because I didn't know they go live every day. I was like, okay, it's just, some companies, they have a week. Maybe once or twice a month, they got a week, but they just do a lot. But they do a lot every week, every single week. And you all just saw how my good brother J News had to work overtime for that. And I don't think that's fair for him to be, especially for me, because when he ain't here, I be fighting for my life with these words, okay? So we're just going to do major events when it comes to CMLL. We got to do the weekly shows because they weekly shows happen sometimes twice a day, every day, and that's a little bit too much. But we appreciate all the good work J News did for us today, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to the back. TNA Wrestling episode 1152 on the 13th. We saw Ricky Sosa defeated Brian Myers. BDE, Rich Swann, and Trey Miguel defeated Order 4 of John Schuyler, Mustafa Ali, and Special Agent Zero. We had TNA Knockouts TV title tournament semifinal match and by Elegance. All these Elegance people. Listen, I hope people keep a steady job in life. But every time I see these Elegance people come out, I'm like, I don't really wish that for you. Defeated Indy Hartwell. Casey Navarro defeated Eddie Edwards. In the TNA World Heavyweight title match, we had Nick Nemeth defeating Jeff Hardy. I'm assuming J News does not watch this. We're going to keep it going. Episode 1153 on the 20th, we saw Rich Swann BDE defeat Mr. Elegance. He did the Lord's work. TNA Knockouts title tournament semifinal match, we saw Jada Stone defeat Heather by Elegance. Great job. Brian Myers defeated Fabian Eichner. The match between John Hotch and John Schuyler ended in DQ, which was stupid and crazy. Harley Hudson defeated Alicia Edwards. And for the last match for the night, Elijah Moose and the Hardys of Jeff and Matt Hardy defeated. I said defeated. And every time y'all know I say defeated, when it comes to this man, I must give a round clap of applause. Defeated AJ Francis, Frankie Kazarian, and the Nemesis of Nick and Ryan Nemeth. Okay? On to MLW. MLW Fusion, which comes on YouTube every day. AMC is where the last shows are on. Episode 208, the Battle Royal. Jumbo defeated Andrew Everett, Azteca 44, CJ Kalos, Diego Hill, Don Gatto, Ikuo Kwan, LeBron Cozone. Listen, every time I say LeBron. Manny Lowe, Mark Coffey, Akamura, Terry Sequoia, and Wolfgang. Joe Coffey then defeated LeBron Cozone. Listen, they did do this, J News, where they have a match, they have another match, they probably have another match. This is crazy. And then in the night, we had the World MLW World Tag Team title match, Tennessee Tornado match, where we saw a title change. The Good Brothers won the championship, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, by defeating the Skyscrapers of Bishop Dreyer and Donovan Dijak. On to episode 209 on the 22nd on YouTube. Zamaya defeated Angelica Risk with MLW Southern. They love a theme match, J News. MLW Southern Crown title match, where Trevor Lee defeated Kushida. I'm assuming you're having a Southern match, the Southern man would win. MLW National Openweight title three-way match. That man, AA, because he probably needed. Defeated, allegedly, I don't know. Defeated Aver, how you pronounce it, Jenny? Avernero? Averno. Okay, every time I say it, it comes out like the lotion. Okay. That's why, yeah. And Mystico. That would be tripping me. J News, these names, they need to separate. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm about to come in. Listen, that's my best friend. I need y'all, if y'all in the comments. His name is A Resilient Dad, okay? His link is somewhere up in here. It just dropped right before he came in here. Click on that link. Go over to his channel. Go to any one of his videos or the live he has, because he got one short, one video, one live, okay? And comment, hey, when you coming back, okay? Just put, hey, when you coming back, do a little question mark, put a little dash, and put D. Okay, or you put Dale. That's I'm better. 10 tag, and then there's Dale. I'm Dale. You can put Dale. Or you can even put what he calls me, HQ. Just put HQ, okay? Because we need to get him back. I was just telling somebody, I think I was telling Ted, I need to drag him back, and I need to pull tag out. We'll talk about that in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, my favorite thing is a little bit of hardcore wrestling. Listen, I like a little gory. I like glass. I like knives. I like good stuff like this in GCW. It gives it to me every time. And I got it 2 days in a row. First with the GCW homecoming weekend, the first day was on the 15th on Triller TV. They still fight for their life over there on Triller. Day one, it was GCW tag team title match where we saw KJ also and Sam Stackhouse, KJ also, aka Fuego del Sol, win the championship by defeating the Brain, Alex Price, and Jordan Oliver. We had Bobby Flacco, Hunter Drake, and Top Team, which was Jay Lucas and Teriyaki, defeat Lees Lewis, Ryan O'Neal, Sal Mastrada, and Tarzan Duran. We had the Savage Gnomes of Bear Bronson and Gabby Forza defeat Charles Mason, Slade, and Marco Stunt. Yes, I did say Marco Stunt. Nick Gage, Nino Extremo, and Sicko the Clown defeated Connor Claxton, Dr. Redacted, and Jimmy Lloyd. We had the GCW Ultraviolet title BFT Death Match, where Otis Cougar defeated Anakin Murphy. At this point in the moment, I'm ready for Otis to drop this title. We had a Chola Chain match, ladies and gentlemen, where Vipers defeated Christian Napier. And for the GCW World title match, we saw a Cougar lose the championship when Joseph Sawyer defeated Atticus Cougar. On to the next day, day 2 of the 16th, ladies and gentlemen, on Triller TV. It was GCW Ultraviolet title Tokyo Towers Death Match, where Otis Cougar defeated Drake Younger. We had Summer Sizzler 9-way scramble match where Sal Mastrada defeated Bobby Flacco, Grayson Pierce, Hunter Drake, Jermaine Marbury, like the basketball player. I see the season just is coming. Jimmy Darren, Joni Underwood, Ryan Money, Tyler Stevens. We had Joey Janela and Ryan O'Neal defeat Control Chaos of Kid Chaos and Papa Juice, and Leon, Liz Lewis, Marcus Mathers, and top team of Jay Lucas and Teriyaki. We had Korean Joy defeat Jimmy Lloyd in a death match. We saw Dr. Redacted defeat Beastman. We saw the circus death match where Sicko the Clown defeated Nino Extremo. Enjoyed the violence and all of this. On to New Japan Pro Wrestling. G1 Climax 36. We're about to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. On A block, we had the A block lineup of Konosuke Takeshita, Yoda Tsuji. The A block is the yellow. Yoda Tsuji, Sanada, Shingo Takagi, Jake Lee, Bolton Oleg. We had Hiroki Goto, Great Khan, Yuto Ice, Rohei Oiwa. On the B block, we had Gabe Kidd, Jordan Maloney, Hanare, Callum Newman, Oscar, Rena Rita, Yuya Uemura, Aaron Wolf, Zack Sabre Jr., and Shota Umino, who withdrew because of it. Okay? Now, we're going to enjoy these very much great stylings of the wonderful Jada.
All right, folks. So on the 9th of August, I'm just going to go through the block matches because the preliminary matches don't really mean much here. A block matches were Oiwa defeating Jake Lee, Takeshita defeating Sanada, Yoda Tsuji defeated Great Khan, Hiroki Goto defeated Oleg Bolton, and Yuto Ice defeated Shingo Takagi. On the 11th, we had B block action. We had Oscar defeating Shota Umino via forfeit because Shota couldn't be there because of the concussion. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Hanare via referee stoppage. Drilla Maloney defeated Ren Narita. Aaron Wolf defeated Callum Newman. Yuya Uemura defeated Gabe Kidd. On the 12th, we had Sanada defeat Shingo Takagi, Hiroki Goto defeat Yuto Ice, Yoda Tsuji defeated Jake Lee, Great Khan defeated Oleg Bolton via countout, and then Ryohei Oiwa defeated Konosuke Takeshita. Over on to the 13th, more Block B action. Drilla Maloney got his points via the Shota Umino forfeit. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Aaron Wolf, Gabe Kidd defeated Ren Narita, Yuya Uemura defeated Oscar, and Callum Newman defeated Hanare. The 15th, we had the semifinal matches, or the semifinal night, should I say. This was also the night where they retired Hiroyoshi Tenzan, a very lovely ceremony for his retirement, bringing all the luminaries that they did back to send him off in his retirement. The United Empire's Francesco Akira, Great Khan, Hanare, and Jacob Austin Young defeated Bishimon's Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi, along with Masatori Yasuda and Taisei Nakahara. House of Torture members Doki, Ren Narita, Sanada, and Sho. They defeated El Desperado, Konosuke Takeshita, Ryosuke Taguchi, and Tai Chi. The Death Riders of Gabe Kidd and Wheeler Yuta in a tag match defeated the Unbound Codes, Daiki Nagai, and Drilla Maloney. Master Wato, Togi Makabe, Toru Yano Yo, and Yuji Nagata defeated Unbound Code members Gato, Oscar, Shingo Takagi, Taiji Ishimori, and Yuto Ice. TMDK's Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, and Zack Sabre Jr. Defeated Aaron Wolf, Oleg Bolton, and Tatsuya Matsumoto. We then had the semifinal matches for the G1 here. Ryohei Oiwa, he defeated Callum Newman in a tremendous match. At the end of this particular match, we had no. That was the following night. Then the semifinal match, we had Yuya Uemura defeating Yoda Tsuji in another tremendous match. And then the main event of the night was the Hiroyoshi Tenzan retirement match, which had Satoshi Kojima defeat Hiroyoshi Tenzan. And then after the match was over, they had the retirement ceremony for Tenzan. On the 16th was the final. We had House of Torture members, Doki, Sho, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Yujiro Takahashi. They defeated El Desperado, Masatori Yasuda, Ryosuke Taguchi, and Yoshihashi. The most violent players of Togi Makabe and Toru Yano, they put that team back together. They defeated the United Empire's Francesco Akira and Zayn J. TMDK's Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, and Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Master Wato, Oleg Bolton, and Tatsuya Matsumoto via referee stoppage. United Empire's Callum Newman and Great Khan, along with Hanare, they defeated the Unbound Codes, Daiki Nagai, Oscar, and Yuto Ice. After the match took place, Gato basically told Callum Newman that he had somebody to fix his attitude, and out comes the returning Jeff Cobb. So Jeff Cobb is now back in New Japan Pro Wrestling. The War Dragons of Drilla Maloney and Shingo Takagi, they defeated the Death Riders of Gabe Kidd and Wheeler Yuta. House of Torture members, Ren Narita Sonata, and the newest member of the House of Torture, and now their leader, Shun Skywalker. They went up against Team 100 of Satoshi Kojima and Taichi, along with Konosuke Takeshita. Unbound Co's Taiji Ishimori and Yoda Tsuji, they defeated the Goto Revolutionary Army of Roki Goto and Yo. And then the finals of the G1, the ultimate classic that was Ryohei Oiwa versus Yua Uemura, ended in what I thought was a surprising fashion, in Ryohei Oiwa beating Yua Uemura and becoming the G1 Climax 36 winner. So Ryohei Oiwa is deciding to take his earned title shot and give it a go at, I believe, the King of Pro Wrestling pay-per-view that New Japan Wrestling has coming up. So we will see a match versus Ryohei Oiwa versus Yoda Tsuji at that event. So we'll see how everything develops there. But congratulations to Ryohei Oiwa on winning the G1 Climax.
I've never wanted to have a camera in your house as quick as when I saw that Shun Skywalker was like leading them in the House of Torture, because you hate both of them. You hate the House of Torture and you hate Shun Skywalker, and you're together as one. I'm saying, if I could have a camera as J News sees this, I know he is exploding on the inside. Exploding on the inside. I was like, I just can't wait to see this, because I can't wait to see J News and ask him about it, because I know he is very much unhappy. The House of Torture is already going down like a sinking ship, and now they've added the person he don't like the most on top of it. But at least we get to see him tight walk the rope every week. Every week he gets to do it, J News. Every week you get to watch him wallow across that rope like he always do. I don't understand it. Also, explain to me if this is real life and we're supposed to make wrestling seem real. If I see a man top rock on the rope, Ric Flair included, 69 times before we have a match, I should be prepared for him to try this on me and stop it in the midst of it. It shouldn't be something he successfully does every time he does it. And he does it pretty bad. I think between him and Rick might do it a little bit stylisher. You know what I'm saying? He look like he about to fall every time he get up. But, you know, I was like, I wish I had a camera, behind the scenes footage of J News' face when he popped up. Not only joined, but like, I'm joining and taking over. I was like, yep, that's what I need. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the back, because we're going to go on. It's time for preview. I would get y'all the look. Let me go ahead and get y'all the look. I don't know what to get y'all. I would get y'all let me get y'all a siren. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's a warning. It's time for you to come inside, because it's time for a preview. Ladies and gentlemen, TNA Wrestling tonight is going to be having a show. And because I already know how it's potentially going to happen, I'm not doing the watch. TNA Lockdown 2026 is happening tonight on TNA Plus app. TNA X Division title last man standing match. They will have some shows, some matches on pre-show on YouTube, but they didn't have what was listed. TNA on the main pay-per-view is TNA X Division title last man standing steel cage match, where Cedric Alexander will be defending against Leon Slater. We have TNA Knockouts World Tag Team title steel cage match, where Allie and her opponent will go against the Elegance brand. TNA International title steel cage match, as you all know, there's a whole bunch of steel cages. John Hodge versus Mustafa Ali. TNA Knockouts World title steel cage match, Zaya Brookside will be defending against Elena Black. Lethal Lockdown match, we have Fabian Eichner, Jada Stone, Casey Navarro, and Ricky Sosa versus the System of Alicia Edwards, Bear Bronson, Brian Myers, and Eddie Edwards. We have the steel cage match where Elijah versus AJ Francis. Elijah, I'm rooting for you. Do the Lord's work, okay? We have Escape the Cage match where Frankie Kazarian will face Moose. And for the TNA World Tag Team title steel cage match, we have the Hardys, Jeff and Matt Hardy, which we know they're going to do something crazy, versus the Nimitz of Nick and Ryan Nimitz. So it's brothers versus brothers. Ladies and gentlemen, on to CMLL. I really think I showed that today. Astral and Fury Boy. I am getting this wrong, but
yeah, this is today's show. This is CMLL Domingo Familiar. We have the matches set up of Astral and Fury Boy versus Carnifesi or Carnifis and Robin. I don't know. Some of these names are very not
crazy.
So Spanish. Yeah. At the end of the day, best 2 out of 3 fall 6-man tag team match. We have Kira, Marcela, and Nexi versus Candela, Princess Suhate, and Sandy. In a match at Relámpago, we have Raider versus Dulce Gardenia. Best 2 out of 3 fall 6-man tag team match. We have La Fuerza Tapatía, Fugaz Galo or Gallo Jr. and Star Black versus Galeon Fantasma of Difunto, Furia Roja, and Sandokan Jr. And in another match at Relámpago, we have Exfinge versus Gran Guerrero. And for the best 2 out of 3 fall 6-man tag team match, we have Blue Panther, Titan, and Gelua versus Rugido, Último Guerrero, and Volador Jr. CMLL, Lunes Clásico. We have Águila Ecpicia and King Jaguar versus Centella Roja and Macro. Best 2 out of 3 falls match, we have El Hijo del Perverso and Perverso versus Astro and Rayo Metálico. Best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match, we have Okumura and Shomakato versus Los Amos del Aire, Rey Pegasus and Tornado. Best 2 out of 3 falls 6-man tag team match, we have Capitán Suicida y Los Viajeros del Espacio, Brillante Jr. and Valiente Jr. Going up against Los Bestia del Diablo, Akuma, Gemelo Diablo the first and Gemelo Diablo the second. Best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match, we have Los Hermanos Calavera Jr. the first and Calavera Jr. the second versus Galeon Fantasma of Difunto and Sandokan Jr. And then the best 2 out of 3 falls 6-man tag team match, we have Los Infernales of Averno and Euphoria along with Severano Jr. Going up against El Sky team of Máscara Dorada and Neon along with Flip Gordon.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for AEW. You know they have some good pay-per-views. And AEW All In will be coming up. AEW All In London. Also, if you like Delores, you're going past the week. Yes, we're going past the week because Sister K got 2 shows next week. And we won't be going live, okay? So we'll be back on the... When is September? The 6th. And then I will be live twice that day. Because as you all know, they scratched Saturday night's main event to make it Sunday night's main event. AEW All In London. It'll be on 8/30th. You can find it on pay-per-view provider. AEW World's Trios title match, Adam Page and Brodito. Brodito is Bandito and Brody King versus, at the time of this, when I did this, there wasn't a team that was listed. The 3 teams listed. AEW International Title 3-way match, Kyle Fletcher versus Kazuchika Okada versus Konosuke Takeshita. We have AEW TNT title Falls Count Anywhere match where Kevin Knight will defend against Darby Allin. We'll see about that. AEW World's Tag Team title match, Divine Dominion, Lena Cross and Megan Bain will defend against the Brawling Birds of Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter. We have the AEW World Title #1 contendership Casino Gauntlet match, where we have 2 unknown opponents so far, but Tommaso Ciampa, Andrade El Idolo, MJF. We have the AEW Continental Title Challenge Cup final match, 2 people we have not known yet. We have the AEW Tag Team title match where Cajun Cope, Adam Copeland, and Christian Cage defend against the Young Bucks of Matt and Nick Jackson. We have the AEW Women's World title match where Willow Nightingale will face Mercedes Moné. And for the AEW World title match, we will see Kenny Omega defend against Real Ospreay. I'm telling you, this show is going to be a banger. On to AAA. I'm trying to pronounce this. Hola de Color.
Yep.
Yeah, see, listen, I'm learning from J News every day. Right now, there's no matches listed. As you all know, next week, this will be coming on right before NXT on the same day as All In. It'll be on, from my understanding, at 12. 12? Yes. And NXT will be on at 3. So that's the reason why we are not having a show next week. On to the next show I will be doing watch alongs for. It will be NXT Heat Wave watch along, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're here with me. NXT Heat Wave 2026 will be on CW. Ola de Color will be on YouTube. So if you all want to watch with me, I'll drop the links. You all know how it goes. WWE NXT Tag Team title match. We have Miles Bourne and Tavian Heights defending against the Vanity Project of Brad Brayler and Ricky Smokes. We have WWE NXT North American title match where Miles Bourne will face off against Jackson Drake. We have the WWE NXT Women's North American title versus the WWE Women's Speed title unification match. Please, yes, get rid of the speed title. Ren Sinclair will defend against Daria. We have the WWE NXT Women's title match, Kendall Gray versus Kalani Jordan. And for the WWE NXT title 4-way match, we have Tony D'Angelo defending his championship against Cruz Montana, Grayson Waller, and Zilla Fatu. On to New Japan Pro Wrestling.
We have the New Japan Boat Race Shimonosaki. I don't even know who the purveyor is here, but they have a show on the 30th. It's going to be Masatori Yasuda versus Taisei Nakahara. As the Young Lions set it off, El Desperado and Tetsuya Matsumoto, they're going to go up against House of Torture members Doki and Sho. Most violent players, Togi Makabe and Toru Yano, along with Jado, are going to face off against Unbound Co's Gato, Oscar, and Yuto Ice. Team 100 of Satoshi Kojima and Taichi, along with Yua Uemura, are going to go up against House of Torture members Dick Togo, Ren Narita, and Sonata. Aaron Wolf, Master Wato, and Oleg Bolton are going to go up against TMDK members Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, and Ryohei Oiwa. And then the Unbound Co's Daiki Nagai, Shingo Takagi, and Yoda Tsuji will go up against the Goto Revolutionary Army of Hiroki Goto, Yo, and Yoshihashi.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for progress. Listen, these next two shows, I'm telling you, I love these companies. Why you just didn't want to go? Oh, it's going to do me like that. J News, I forgot. When you go over 100 slides, they literally do not show these slides on the computer. Hold on, you all. I'm about to pull it up so you all can see it. So I don't have to keep downloading and uploading things, because then I would have to literally fight somebody. Hit the rope slides. There we go. I'm going to skip on down to the bottom. Sorry, you all. I forgot that it was 100 slides, because lately we don't have too much wrestling going on, but we missed the week, and we had to come down here and tell y'all about these wrestling right here. Okay, here we go. Progress. Okay, there we go. I'm going to share screen because this is no longer going to pertain to us. Share screen. Hit the ropes. There we go. Okay. Put that on the slideshow. There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is day one of the Odyssey. That is the show that will be happening on September the 4th. We'll have Nikki Storm versus Myla Grace. We'll have Malachi Black versus Dijak. We'll have Charles Crowley and Leo Rush versus KOE, which is Adam King and Marcus King. On to HOG. HOG will have the Fallout 2026, ladies and gentlemen. The Fallout 2026 is on the 4th of September. HOG women's title match will have Shotzi Blackheart defending against her championship against Steph Delander, and Amazing Red versus Kyle Fletcher. I can't wait for Kyle Fletcher. Now we're on to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Road to Destruction 2026. This will be day 1. That'll be on the 5th. Yasuda, I keep getting it. Masatora Yasuda.
It's Masatora Yasuda versus Taisi Nakahara. This is the Road to Destruction show on the 5th of September. Sorry about that. El Desperado, Jado, Ryusuke Taguchi go up against House of Torture members Dick Togo and Doki and Sho. United Empires, Great Khan, Hanare, and Jacob Austin Young go up against Goto Revolutionary Army, Yo Yoshihashi, and Shota Umino. Shota Umino returns from his concussion from earlier in July. United Empires, Callum Newman and Zane J go up against Unbound Coach Jeff Cobb and Shingo Takagi. Most violent players of Togi Makabe and Toru Yano, and Satoshi Kojima go up against Unbound Coach Gato, Oscar, and Yuto Ice. Aaron Wolf, Tai Chi, and Yu Uemura will go up against TMDK's Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, and Ryohei Oiwa. Unbound Coach Daiki Nagai, Robbie X, Taiji Ishimori, and Yoda Tsuji will go up against Goto Revolutionary Army members Hiroki Goto and Yo, along with Master Wato and Oleg Bolton.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end. This is the end. Let's get back over to the studio, ladies and gentlemen, because my good brother has to tell you about himself. We can't be, listen, we know we all love a good J News, okay? And then I would like to say, if you all don't go check out this wonderful man right here, J News. Let me make sure y'all know his name. J News. I am going to 2 pieces and a biscuit, okay? Because y'all know this man is good. This is a good man, Savannah, okay? It's been a minute since I said that. It's a good man, Savannah. You better go check out his channel. And here is J News to tell you about himself.
As always, folks, appreciate you guys for watching and chiming in on the chat. That's my QR code there that leads you to all my socials, be it Twitter, Instagram, and or my Letterboxd account where I write and movie reviews for all the movies that I watch in the movie theater. I'm an avid moviegoer, hence the name, your friendly neighborhood moviegoer. I'm at the movie theater at least 3 to 4 times a week, always watching new stuff, different genres and things of that nature. And I write reviews on my Letterboxd account, so check it out if you want. Check me out also on the True Heel Heat podcast. I'll be on there this Friday for the preview for All In. Should be back next week here on the Hit the Ropes podcast, I think, unless I'm not too sure. Me and Delores discussed us having to skip a week sometime or whatever the case is. I'm just not sure as to when that was going to be. But
yeah, we was skipping next week because it's 2 shows on the 30th is a Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, so Delores is going to have some watch alongs for you guys to be there for. So that will take over the content that we usually put out from a review and preview and news aspect. So we'll be back the following week to let you guys in on what was happening in pro wrestling. But yeah, as always, appreciate y'all. Thank you guys very much for watching and contributing and commenting and whatnot. So see you next time.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, listen. This is my turn. I hate it every time I got to do it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself first. I am Delores of Delores Designs. If you don't know, you better have somebody, okay? Because I'm out here helping people get their life together. Listen, you got 9 to 5, you got kids, you ain't got time to be doing that content. You don't know where to start, you don't know how to do it. I got you, okay? I'm here to help you. If you want to reach out to me, listen, I am very easy to work with. Get on your schedule, work it out. We'll have it all together, okay? Also, you said the Lord, that QR code mighty small. I got a big one for you. Look at my big bobber head. Look at that. That's so cute. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I like to shout out the people who support the channel and support me and J News the most. And I'm going to start off with the one, the only, the educated natural. Listen, if you want to get your business right, if you want information that's been studied, somebody can read. I want to clarify something. I've been watching a lot of people, content creators, out here with these new YouTube rules. They telling you a little bit. They ain't telling you a lot. Me and 10 try to tell you before it happened. We trying to tell you while it's happening. Listen, if you're not going to listen to me, listen to 10. 10 talked about some of the things the other day. I have went live last Friday, I think it was, and really just went into options. If you can't make the requirements, there are other options out there. Don't mean don't stop. They keep going. But at least know that there are other options out there, and that if you're gonna do it, this is how you can do it. And 10 went over there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 10 has the women's closet. I'll be in there every Friday 5 p.m. I mean, really, lately I've been late. You know, charge it. Don't charge it. Don't charge it. My brain be scrambled. Okay, but I'll be in there. Me, Tag, 10, some other creators. We all be in there just having a good time, talking it out as women, letting our hair down, working out some things. And I've got some great advice. So please check out the Women's Closet. If you got any business or anything you need to handle, website stuff, anything, theeducatednatural.com. You've seen her links dropping in the chat. Also, go check out the Analytic Garden. See, listen, I don't know if y'all know, but she be having bugs over there. And I'm talking directly to J News. Like, I'm talking to J News like we bestest of friends. She be having bugs over there, J News, and I ain't never seen before. And she be taking pictures, and I'll be like, I think you like the Black National Geographic, okay? Because I ain't know these things could exist. Every bug in America seems to be trying to attack our garden, and she be out there fighting for her life, okay? And she be having some great harvests. Listen, even her hydroponics. I mean, I was like, man, I wish I could do that. But Tag needs to get monetized. We need to get her to come out of the bushes. She do the video. She got the little shorts. But we need Tag to go live. And I thought to myself today, how can I encourage you all to get Tag and encourage Tag to come out the bush, okay? And then I thought about it. I'm good at making graphics, okay? So if Tag went live, we all could be like, man, she beautiful. Oh my God, I can't even believe she went live. Oh my God, I didn't even know that even existed. I didn't even know what that was until Tag went live. Okay? Tag, if you watching this, message me, okay? Because we need you out here, okay? I need to see you on my TV screen, my computer screen, my phone screen, tablet. I need you everywhere, okay? You are too smart, too beautiful to be keeping all that information to yourself, okay? All that to yourself. Hey, Country Hustle. I'm about to come back. All that to yourself, Tag. I need you to bring that out. Let everybody see what, we already know you got. You got all the good stuff. So if you haven't been over to her channel, and I'm going to go back and show you all what I made for her name. The Analytic Gardener. We call her Tag. Listen, go over there. Go in her comments. Say, hey, Tag, we're ready for you to go live. Then you put Dale, because that's what she know me as, Dale. Because when we get in the closet, Powerpuff Girls Unite, it is Tag, 10, and Dale. Okay? Listen, I ain't got no fancy 3-letter initial. I'm Delores, and I just became Dale. Okay? Farmer and the Dale. So please, go over there, check her out, check her out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be new to y'all, but it ain't new to me because the link's been dropping in the chat. It is the J Jordan. Listen, J Jordan ride motorcycles. Right now, he on a cruise. He be traveling around. He do exercises. That man exercise. Listen, I tried it one time. My body told me no. I said, okay, I'll watch. I just won't do it, okay? We had a negotiation, me and my knees, because they were like, Sis K, you can't do this. I said, you know what? You right. You right. But J Jordan, he be out here running, walking, pushing up. He got cool drones, meta glasses, firsthand experiences. Listen, if you want a good experience, a fun time, and somebody who really supports the community, they don't just say it, they do it. Go check out the J underscore Jordan. Just like you see it on the screen. The J underscore Jordan. Also, go check out his live, I think from yesterday, where he was getting on the cruise ship. Listen, I was like, man, make me want to get on the cruise ship, even though I'm not a swimmer. Make sure you check out the J underscore Jordan. Ladies and gentlemen, somebody who is like a second mom to me is Miss Shirley, the OG Gardener, live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You see that cat? That's Annie the cat, okay? I love Annie, but I love Shirley more. Listen, this woman gives you life advice. She gives you advice on how to grow your gardens. She is all around helping people grow. Having laughs, having jokes. We listen to music, we party, we have a good time together over at Miss Shirley, the OG Gardener. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, the people who kind of helped me get my toe into doing this, it's the Workhorse Wrestling Network. I need you to go on and gallop on over there and go check them out. There's their QR codes out their social medias. Most likely because some of these channels you manage, I manage, not 10 and 10. They on a special level. I'm not on that. You are probably not J Jordan like that either. But you'll probably reach me if you get in contact with them, if you want to see something on the channel. If you would like to see, us incorporate some things together, just let me know. They do a lot of AEW content, and I do a lot of WWE content. We split it up. I took, I'm the bad guy, so I had to take the bad guy. And I'm Razor Ramon in this piece. And so they have content that comes out generally on Tuesdays, the Cookout. Fridays is Friday Night SmackDown. Saturday or sometimes Sunday, they'll have AEW review. Trying to remember the name. Name just slipped me. Winner's Circle. Winner's Circle is when they have either Saturday or Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, if you did not know, I have this wonderful lady, Tina Gaddis, make the graphics for her book. It is on Amazon called Live Life, Finding Hope Through Storms. I gave y'all a little sneak peek of the one of the pages last week. If you go back to, not last week, week before last, if you go back and watch that episode. So please, please, please go check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, on the 30th, I will be doing Ola de Color watch along. So it's going to be a Spanish fiery good time. So make sure you come and have a good time with me. Probably going to run into the next show, which is NXT Heatwave. But we're going to have a good time in NXT Heatwave and just party. The following Sunday, after we hit the ropes again in September, I will be having the watch along for in WWE Sunday nights, not Saturday nights, Sunday nights main event here in my great state of Georgia. Georgia, listen, Atlanta, are you ready? Are you ready for what I got planned for you? Okay, so come on in. Let's have a good time. We're gonna have a good time because I'm a Georgia peach, born and raised here, and I'm ready to have a party with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I've set up the first day of WWE and Triple H's Triple Mania 34. Night one watch along is on September the 11th, I think. But I set up the date, and the times may change, so make sure you hit the notification. Listen, it's Mexico's biggest wrestling night, and this will be the first day. The first day they are in Vegas. The second day they will be in Mexico, okay? So make sure you come. Have a good time with me. Now let me make myself smile. Listen, I'm big enough. I don't need to be making myself any bigger, okay? I think J News is gone. Oh, there we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, there goes J News. Hold on, let me do it again. It's like, it's like, make me smaller. It's like, nah, sis, nah. Ladies and gentlemen, every time me and J News come in here, you see the heat. The heat is burning me. Because you know what? We're on fire, ladies and gentlemen. It's a fire. Me and J News come in here every week and we put down Smackdown. We burn it just like Seth Rollins every Sunday. And when we miss a Sunday, the fire is even worse, okay? It be burning, okay? I feel the heat. But J News, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't think this little bottle of water is going to put this fire out around us. But you know what I think? I think because I do it every week. I know what might can help us, J News. That's if we just cut off the lights. Ooh, that was a cool breeze. Hey, y'all feel that smoke coming by? Listen, this ain't a 420. This is an 823. Okay, that's what it is. But me and J News, we appreciate everything you do. So with that being said, the smoke has to disappear. Okay? Smoke has to disappear. And we have to go. But we'll see you on September the 6th. I think that's the day. I will see you all next week. Twice. We're going to party. I already got the music lined up, the party. All you got to do is get your snacks. These shows are available for you to watch. You ain't got to have unlimited. You ain't got to have no packages. You ain't got to do nothing. So you can come in and party with me for the free. Okay? So make sure you join us. And until then, me and J News want to say peace.